Hello and welcome to the Pokemon Emerald Battle Frontier. Specifically today, we're at the Battle Tower. Keep the win streak as the toughest trainer. This is, well, I guess if you haven't seen any of my Pokemon videos before, my Emerald videos before, whatever, my Emerald is done. I've finished my Emerald, and I've moved on to Generation 4. I'm streaming currently Pokemon Diamond on twitch.tv/Caprio_. That'll be linked below if you're interested. The reason I'm back in playing Emerald again is I have a couple extra things that I want to do in Emerald before I am fully happy with how finished it is. So one of those things is in the Pokemon Emerald Battle Tower in the Battle Frontier here. There is a trainer. There's a very special trainer that we can do a multi-battle with. So a multi-battle is kind of like a double battle, but rather than you having a control over both Pokemon, you control your two Pokemon, and you'll see below we have a Latios and a Suicune that we're going to be using. Both very good Pokemon. And we're going to have a teammate, another computer-controlled trainer, and they're going to have their own two Pokemon. In the Battle Tower in Emerald, there's this very cool mechanic called the Apprentice mechanic, and there is a person over on the left side of the lobby here. So if you're familiar with this mechanic already, I have finished talking to my first apprentice, and I should be able to find them, I think. I haven't done this yet. Should be able to find them, I think, in the multi-battle here. But we have a new apprentice, this young gentleman who we're going to meet for the first time together. And so gradually we're going to see what building an apprentice is like in Emerald, and also we're going to be doing some battles with the apprentice that I already built. So let's talk to this guy first. Wowie, you're Spencer, aren't you? You're awesomely strong, aren't you? So far he's 2 for 2 on finishing a sentence with aren't you. I'm Lionel. I just became a trainer. So all of the apprentices have a name, and this is Lionel, and Lionel has a pool of Pokemon that he can choose from. We're going to see who Lionel decides to pick. I don't know if we get to make that decision right now. We'll find out. I'm Lionel. I just became a trainer. Please, can you be my teacher and tell me lots about being a trainer? Yes, I can do that. Yay, great. The first thing I wanted to ask you is about the Battle Tower. The level 50 and open level rooms, which would be perfect for me. I believe I chose level 50 for my apprentice the first time. At least I really hope I did. But you get to choose a format that you want your apprentice to show up in. So I mostly play in level 50, but if you mostly play open level, then you can choose open level. I'm gonna choose level 50. Level 50, huh? That's true? I'll do my best there. If we meet here again, please teach me something else, teacher. And that's it. All we do with our first encounter with our apprentice here, Lionel in my case, is we choose the format, and that's it. So we'll get to talk to Lionel again tomorrow in real time. If your battery is dead in your copy of Pokemon Emerald, unfortunately, you won't be able to do this because the apprentice won't come back unless a full day happens. Now, we're going to go... We'll start the multi-battle here in just a second. There's another feature in the Emerald Frontier at large that I basically fully missed out on the whole time that I was doing the Frontier, working towards getting all of the gold symbols and stuff. Part of why I wanted to do the Frontier was also to get battle points so I could purchase all of the secret base decorations that are available in the Frontier. There's this gentleman right here in this house. We can speak to him. Oh. What I'm looking for is a trainer who's going to be challenging the Battle Tower's multi-battle rooms. Now, it is serendipitous that this guy just so happens to choose not only the facility of the Battle Tower, but specifically the multi-battle rooms. He will choose a random facility and a random format within that facility for you to go and do. And so it's kind of a randomizer where if you're struggling with what to do next in the Frontier, you can go talk to this guy and he can give you some direction. But what he says is, so far I haven't seen a trainer that has that winning quality. I'll see to it that you benefit too, so how about it? How about entering that event for me? Sure. All right, that's perfect. So how about spotting me some of your battle points? Trust me, I'll show you my gratitude afterwards. We say yes. So we basically get to choose an amount of battle points to put forward for this gentleman here. They're betting on us. This group of 4 people here in front of us is betting on the outcome of a trainer in the battle frontier. And if we give him an amount of battle points, he can potentially double that for us, which would have been very nice the whole time I was going through the frontier, but whatever, it's fine. I'm going to give him 15 battle points. Thank you so much. Off you go. Get to the battle tower's multi-battle rooms pronto. It's a must-win situation. Don't blow your chance. Both of our futures depend on you. And sure enough, if you lose your streak, or what, if you lose the round that you do, even if you don't have any kind of streak in the facility that you go to, then sure enough, you will not get those battle points back. So in the multi-battle format here at the tower, I've never done it in my life. As you can see, we have gotten, at least in the single battles, we've gotten a streak up to past 70 at least in single battles, which is nice for the gold symbol, and also getting, I think, the victory ribbon for some of our ribbon Pokemon. So that's what we're going to do today after all of this exposition beforehand, is we're going to do the multi-battle with our Latios and our Suicune here. And I'm hoping the apprentice that the first one that I made, I guess, or taught, is going to show up here. We'll see. Where the talents of trainers are put to the test, welcome to the Battle Tower. I'm your guide to the multi-battle rooms. Would you like to take the multi-battle room challenge? So you only bring 2 Pokemon to the multi-battle room. They offer level 50 and open level. We'll do level 50. And I'll choose Latios and Suicune here. When I run 3 Pokemon, which you do for most of the other formats in the Frontier, I run Latios, Suicune, and Metagross. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find better Pokemon than those 3. But please, if you're also playing the Emerald Frontier, I'd love to know what Pokemon you're using, what sets they have, etc. We might build some extra stuff in Emerald and use that. But these 3 at least are my A team, you know? But these 2, Latios and Suicune, are all we can use for the multi-battle multi-battle format in the tower here. Please find a partner from out of the trainers gathered here. Okay, excellent. So there's a number of folks. I believe, was it you? I'm Amelia? No. I don't think she's here, which is okay. So we can pick another partner, I guess. I might need to get to a higher... So that's also part of this series, I guess, is going to be eventually finding the apprentice that I've built already. Well, let's see. This guy's got a Magby and a Geodude. Okay. I assume the order that they tell us their Pokemon are the order that they would be sent out in. So the first Pokemon, Mareep and Lotad. Now, I'm not too worried because, again, we've got Latios and Suicune, and this is the very first round of this place. Cacnea and Houndour. And they just tell us one move that Pokemon knows. Ledian with Comet Punch and Shedinja with Shadow Ball. Shedinja could be kind of fun. I do like Ledian as a Pokemon. It's not very good, but that's okay. Smeargle with Extreme Speed. I'm leaning Smeargle Extreme Speed. Venonat and Nidorino. Yeah, no, I'm leaning Extreme Speed Smeargle big time. Birdkeeper Trevin. Extreme Speed Smeargle and Poison Fang Zubat. Sure, let's do it. Thank you for choosing a partner. I will show you to your multi-battle room. Okay. So a full round of I think most, if not all, I guess not the Dome. The Dome is different, but I think most other facilities, a full round is 7 battles. Also, I guess except for the Pyramid and the Pike. function differently also. Anyway, we've got our very first fight here, so let's see how it goes. We see our teammates Pokemon Smeargle and Zubat. So it's interesting, like during the story, the first time you actually do a multi-battle, this is cool. I've never seen this before. I've never done a multi-battle in Emerald before, so this is very fun. Presentationally, it's different. We see the trainers. We even see ourselves. But the multi-battle you do during the story is with Stephen Stone in the Moss Deep Space Station. So, yeah, I guess... Smeargle has Fake Out also. Excellent. Okay, Fake Out, Extreme Speed. So I wonder actually if we go into our Pokemon summary, if we can see the rest of what Pokemon, yeah, we're able to check. King's Rock. Oh my god, Flinching, Extreme Speed, both Extreme Speed and Quick Attack and Mach Punch. Exclusively priority Smeargle. Fully walled by ghosts. Okay, noted. That's very funny. Wow, holding a King's Rock for flinches. That has some great utility for us. And then the Zubat, holding a Cherry Berry, Poison Fang, Whirlwind, Confused Right, Aerial Ace. Very cool. I really like this Smeargle. That's so funny. Priority Smeargle, big fan. All right. Mach Punch on the nose pass. This Apom is fast? Unless it's... I can't tell if it's fast or if it has like a Quick Claw or something. I'm surprised that the Apom outspeeds Latios. So in the double battle format, you only bring 3 Pokemon, but because this is a multi-battle, then every trainer has 2. So I think it would be wise to try to get rid of one of our opponents, like both of their Pokemon first, to try to turn the fight into a 2v1 as soon as possible. So I have no idea how often I'm gonna do these videos. It's up late. I streamed earlier this evening into the morning now. I don't want to tell you what time it is currently for real, but I'm not gonna commit to a schedule of any kind for these videos because with my history, committing to any sort of schedule does not pan out. So these will happen whenever they happen. This could be the only one of these. I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But this does give me a fun excuse to return to Emerald every so often while I'm in the midst of Generation 4, and I can also, I think there's going to be a lot of time during these fights to just kind of talk about Pokemon, talk about what's going on in Gen 4. We're almost done with Diamond for what it's worth. Okay, I want the Ghost gone. And Smeargle one-shot Abra, incredible. Smeargle is not a wet blanket. It can definitely hang. But yeah, on stream so far, I think we started playing Diamond maybe the second week of February, and we're finishing up with the post-game now. The last things I kind of have on my list of things to do with Diamond before we move on is I just want to finish all of the like story that's available with the post game and catch any legendaries that are available to us in Diamond as well. And then my goal with Generation 4 is to fully complete all of Generation 4, which includes the spin-offs. So after Diamond, we're moving on to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time is the first one that we're doing, and that'll probably start first week of April if I had to take a swing at that one, because I think we can wrap up Diamond even over this next week, give or take. And so the plan is I'm kind of tackling Generation 4 in phases right now. So phase 1 is Diamond, Explorers of Time, and then Heart Gold, Ranger 1, And then I think that's pretty much going to do it for phase 1. Because there are 3 games, not really with Heart Gold Soul Silver, but whatever. There are 3 games for sort of each of the games that we're playing, if that makes sense. So like there are 3 Sinnoh games, there's Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. There are 3 Mystery Dungeon games, Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky. There are 3 Ranger games, Ranger 1, Guardian Signs, and Shadows of Almia. I think I got Shadows of Almia and Guardian Signs mixed up. Yeah. And for Heart Gold Soul Silver, we're just going to play Soul Silver twice, basically. So Heart Gold is going to be first for phase 1, and then we're going to play Soul Silver once, and then we'll play through Soul Silver a second time during phase 3, if that makes sense. So phase 2 is going to be Pokemon Pearl, Explorers of Darkness, Soul Silver, and then the second Ranger, which I think is Shadows of Almia, and the third one is Guardian Signs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can never remember the order that those 2 released in. So that's the plan. That's the plan. And then phase 3 also. Phase 3 is going to include... phase 3 is going to take the longest by far. So that's going to be Platinum, Explorers of Sky, Soul Silver the second time, and the final Ranger game. Let's say Guardian Signs. And there's also going to be... I need to figure out when these are going to happen during all of this. But we're going to do Pokemon Rumble, the very first Pokemon Rumble that released on the Wii, as well as Battle Revolution. Both of those games will happen at some point during all of this, maybe in between each of the phases. I'll figure something out with that. But for phase 3, the reason it's going to take quite a bit longer than the first 2 phases is my plan for Diamond Pearl and for the spin-offs and all of that stuff. Heart Gold Soul Silver the first time. We're just going to play through the game, finish the story, roll credits, do whatever like post-game story stuff there is, catch whatever legendaries, but not really engage with much of the like big extended post-game. So like no contests, no Battle Frontier, no Pokeathlon until phase 3 when we play Platinum. The goal with Platinum is going to be to complete it, and same thing with Soul Silver the second time. Same thing, I think. I might be getting it over my head with this because I haven't looked into how much of this there is. I would like to at least do the post-game of Explorers of Sky, because I've never done that. I've played through that story, but I've never done the post-game of Explorers of Sky, and I'd really like to. So I think we're going to spend a lot more time with Explorers of Sky. I don't know if any of the Rangers have post-games, other than like they have downloadable events, like we gotta get Manaphy from Ranger 1, and then some of the other Rangers also have like mystery gift transferable to like mainline Pokemon game events. One of them, I forget which one, but I think one of them you can get a Deoxys. The Manaphy one I think is the most famous or the most well-known, but I think there are other ones for the other Rangers, so I'd like to do those if possible. So that's kind of the idea for all of Gen 4, and I'm going to be streaming Gen 4. This is going to take a long time, don't get me wrong. This is going to take many years. And I did Generation 3, as you saw at the start of this video. My trainer card for Emerald is done. The only thing I have left to do in my Fire Red, actually, is Dodrio berry picking. If you know, you know. I'm not going to get into that one, but that's the last thing, really, I have to do in my Fire Red. And then Fire Red will be done. And then I have a handful of other things here and there in Gen 3 that I'd like to do. I haven't finished Ore Coliseum in XD Gale of Darkness, for instance. I haven't done a battle with my apprentice in Emerald here, which is sort of something, it's not anything you need to do for completion, but it's a part of the game that I just would like to experience, and hence why this is happening and why you're watching it. So that's kind of the idea. So I'm not really streaming Gen 3 much anymore, but I figure this is a nice way for me to keep doing it while still keeping the streams Gen 4 focused. I really don't want this Ditto to transform into a Latios. If we could one-shot you, great. Cool. I think that's everything. I think I pretty much covered everything. But yeah, let me know if you like these videos, if you're your own, you know, Pokemon goals and progress and things that you're working on, things that you've already accomplished in any Pokemon game. You know, if you finished the Pokedex and Pokemon Sun, I'd love to know. If you're actively working on the Battle Factory in Platinum, let me know. I'd love to know what you're doing. Even if you just started a brand new playthrough of Scarlet Violet, or maybe you're even playing Pokopia. Careful with spoilers for Pokopia, but you know, for the most part, I think you understand. But yeah, and if you enjoy Gen 4, I'm streaming Gen 4 I'm trying to do it pretty regularly on Tuesday and Thursday nights, with the odd bonus stream on like some Sundays. But that's kind of the schedule for now. If you'd like to join and hang out and be a part of that, I'd love to have you. The more the merrier for Pokemon, you know. Particularly when we get into maybe some of the more time-consuming, arguably grindier aspects of Gen 4. Having company always makes stuff like that more fun, and you know, go by faster as well. Also, I mentioned this earlier, if there are any Pokemon, any sets that you think I should build and use in Emerald here, let me know. Especially during these like earlier rounds where a Pokemon would have more success. We could probably even just like use one Pokemon for the most part, and then have like a safety net Suicune in the back just in case. If we really wanted to try to like keep our win streak. I don't foresee our multi-battle win streak getting like too high. Like I imagine if like we probably start to lose after a handful of rounds. Just because I think it's gonna get tricky with our partner maybe not always choosing a move that is beneficial all the time. Or worst case, actively detrimental. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But now I think because this is the 7th battle of this round, already we're starting to see some fully evolved Pokemon. Fake Out from Smeargle is really nice though. I'm a big fan of that. Smeargle, however, is quite frail. So I don't know that Smeargle like hangs around for much longer. I think actually, okay. No, I should just focus. I think that's huge. Great work, Smeargle. So the way that Gen 3 double battles work is if a Pokemon gets knocked out mid-turn, then the Pokemon that comes into its slot still receives the attack. They changed it in Gen 4 where like the turn would end and then you would send out new Pokemon. So instead my Thunderbolt would have connected with the Noctowl there instead of the incoming Linoon. Speaking of the Linoon, I think we should probably get rid of that, and then at least if our Zubat goes down, it goes to a 1v1 between our Latios and this Noctowl. But I think we should be okay. Zubat isn't doing a ton, but that's fine. I think Latios is more than capable. Confuse Ray, awesome. Persimberry, Noctowl, wow. Great work, Zubat. And last but not least, for this very first round of our Emerald multi-battle, battle tower multi-battle series. I basically, the main thing I want to do is fight alongside my apprentice. I think though my apprentice can show up here. I don't remember if they're level 50 or open level though. I might have to go back and check. I might have a recording of that happening. I don't remember. Anyway, we got 3 battle points for doing that first round, which is great. No, I don't want to save that. And now, the last thing we can do, since the guy who bet on us and took our battle points, to double our battle points, if we go back and speak to him. Oh yes, hello there, champ. I knew you could, I knew you would. We're both big winners. I'll return your battle points and, of course, a little extra from me. He doubles our battle points, so we get plus 15 from that, which is very nice. If you're up for another challenge, please do think of me. So the main reason I basically want to get battle points in my Emerald right now is just for move tutor purposes, pretty much. I just want to have an amount of battle points so that I can teach a move tutor move to a Pokemon. There's some Pokemon that can only learn a move from a move tutor in Gen 3 that they do not have access to in Gen 4, for instance. Like Counter Gengar comes to mind, and I think that's a Pokemon that I'm going to want to have in Gen 4 for some Battle Frontier purposes in Gen 4. I think Counter Gengar is something that would be valuable. Anyway, if we go back over here and check, our apprentice is not, our current apprentice, Lionel, he's not here, but he will be back tomorrow, whenever tomorrow happens in my Emerald. I don't know what time it is in my Emerald. Anyway, but yeah, that's our first multi-battle in the books. We finished our first round. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And if you enjoy Generation 4 Pokemon or just Pokemon in general, again, I'm streaming some Gen 4. We're wrapping up with Diamond and we're about to start Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, probably first week of April. So if that interests you, the link for the Twitch will be down in the description. Otherwise, if you're just here for these Emerald Battle Frontier multi-battle videos, then thanks for being here. Subscribe if you're interested, and I hope to see you here next time for some more Emerald shenanigans. Take care. Bye-bye.